About 17 years ago, my life changed. My daughter was born. And over these last 17 years, she's had some brothers and sisters join her in the world. And I've watched them over the years play, learn, develop, cry and laugh. And when I've traveled and I've reached the deserts of Africa and the mountains of Asia, and every time I've shaken hands with a cheeky little 5-year-old, or I've looked carefully at the despondent teenager, I can see in these children my own children. Because I've seen children in the most gripping poverty. I've been in refugee camps in Sudan, where a child has lost its father or lost its mother. I've heard their stories. I've been in the camps in Afghanistan, and I've seen how, wearing very little, eating very little, many of these children I've encountered, besides lacking a parent, are lacking a house, are lacking a school, lacking the very basics, lacking the ability to plan for a future. If you ask any child, what do you want to be? They will come up with the most imaginative of answers. They want to be a doctor or an engineer. They have ambition, they have hope. And yet in the refugee camps, in the townships, in the slums, after floods, after war, do they really have the wherewithal to make their ambitions become a reality? To be human is to be a steward of creation. And it goes beyond looking after the environment. It means looking after every other human being on the planet who is our neighbour. And Islamic Relief since 1984 has dedicated itself to looking after the most vulnerable people on the planet, the elderly, the woman with child, and the youngster who's lost his or her parent. Anything that brings about dignity to a human being. And wherever the gaps are, Islamic Relief is there to fill the gaps, to bridge the chasm of poverty, and make it possible for the most vulnerable of people to fulfill their human potential. I've seen it with my own eyes, beyond just sweet words. And the difference I can make is to pour what energy and sincerity I have in bringing about projects that can make a difference to these young people's lives. I can fundraise and I can raise awareness about the plight of these children, my children that I've met in Africa and Asia and beyond. I can share their stories and I can inspire others to take practical action to make a difference in their lives. It is about raising the funds to put the people and the resources in place to bring about the projects that can intervene in these children's lives to bring about change. Orphan sponsorship, education, training, leisure, helping children to play, helping children to overcome the trauma of losing relatives. Schemes to help them make sense of the tragedy and suffering they see around them so that they can repair what any inner damage has occurred, so that they can enter adult life positive and determined to make a difference not only to their own lives but to others around them. So as I return to the UK, I'm left with that question of myself. What more can I do? And this is what I say to you. What can you do? What can we do together to help our children who are just a flight away, just an hour or two's travel away? Together, working together here in this country with like-minded people abroad, that's when we can make a difference. And the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "The best of you is he who can bring benefit to other people. The best of you is he who brings most benefit to other people. And our neighbours, our children, in the Horn of Africa, in the deserts of Asia, in war zones, in drought zones, in flooded zones, they're crying out. And as a parent, at home, we all know you can't sleep if your child is crying. So how can we sleep when the cries of children across the world are going unanswered? So as parents and as human beings, let's answer that cry. They're our children. Let's make a difference. Let's promise ourselves not to let those cries go unanswered. That's our challenge. And that will remain our challenge till the very last moment we breathe on this planet.